On the 491st day of the war in Ukraine, the fighting was mainly concentrated in these areas. On Vremivka front, it is reported that the Ukrainian forces are entrenching in the areas northeast of Priutne and west of Staromayorsk. According to Russian sources, the units of the 35th Marine Brigade of the Ukrainian army are advancing from the northeastern direction in order to open a new front against the Russian forces in Priutne. On the Rivnopil-Levadne line, the Ukrainian command is positioning groups equipped with anti-tank and grenade launchers. As reported, it is very likely that the Ukrainian army will undertake a strong offensive on Priutne and Stepove in the coming days. On Kherson front, clashes continue in DACHI. From the reports of these last 2 days, it is said that the Ukrainian special forces have doubled their presence from about 50 to over 100 soldiers who have now crossed the Dnipro River, taking new positions in DACHI. It seems that this operation of the Ukrainian special forces was well prepared by the Ukrainian command, who has taken the right measures to support their troops during the mission. On the other side of the river, the Ukrainian army has positioned many artillery pieces and mortars, which, since the Ukrainian bank is on a higher elevation, it makes them even more effective against the Russian troops on the eastern bank of the river. As the Russian sources reported, in addition to the artillery units, the Ukrainian command has positioned at least 2 S-300 air defense systems near Kherson, very close to the river banks. The presence of the Ukrainian air defense so close to the front makes it near impossible for the Russian Air Force to use its aircraft and conduct airstrikes on the Ukrainians. Since the advance with infantry and armored units is quite difficult due to the high presence of Ukrainian artillery, and the usage of drone is quite difficult due to the presence of Ukrainian jamming systems, and the use of aviation is pretty much impossible. It seems that the Russians are using the only option they are left with at the moment, the heavy artillery, which continuously hit the positions which are taken under control by the Ukrainian forces. On Zaporizhzhia front, in the direction of Robotine, the infantry units of the 65th Brigade of the Ukrainian army attempted another attack on the Russian positions in the northern outskirts of the village. According to some Ukrainian sources, their forces have advanced further south, reaching the first buildings of the village. Russian sources, on the other hand, say that the Ukrainian attack was stopped. So, for the moment, we are marking this area in yellow and waiting for more information to come in the following days. It is said that the Ukrainian offensive in this area has slowed down due to the large amounts of rainfall that has fallen in the region during the past few days. According to the weather forecast, in the following days there will be no rainfall, and on the other hand it seems that the Ukrainian command has already transferred more reinforcements during this time, preparing for a second wave of attacks south of Orikhiv. Russian sources confirmed the arrival of heavy artillery systems and air defense systems in the areas near Orikhiv. They also reported that the activity of the Su-24 and Su-25 fighter jet of the Ukrainian air forces in this part of the front has increased in recent days. Meanwhile, the events related to the uprising of the Wagner mercenary group continue to unfold in Russia. During the last 2 days, there have been reports that one of the main generals of the Russian command, Sergei Surovikin, is being investigated for his connections with the leader of the Wagner group, Yevgeny Prigozhin. Apparently, there are doubts that the general may have chosen Prigozhin's side during the uprising, and that he may have been aware of the whole situation before the event started. Yesterday, a Russian military blogger, Vladimir Romanov, reported about Surovikin's arrest, while the Institute for the Study of War mentioned another Russian source as claiming that the military affiliates of Surovikin had been accused of complicity in the rebellion. Although the Kremlin has not formally accepted the news to be true, the location of the famous Russian general remains unknown. That's all for today's video. Please don't forget to help the channel grow by liking the video and subscribing, and also for those who want to support the channel and get access to more content, you can visit my Patreon page. Thank you.